Welcome to my channel Detailed Math Solutions. In this video I'm going to use two methods to find the products displayed on the screen and three more products. The first method to solve these exercises is by using the special product formula for sum and difference of the same terms. A plus B in parentheses multiplied by A minus B in parentheses equals to A squared minus B squared. This formula can also be written as A minus B in parentheses multiplied by A plus B in parentheses equals to A squared minus B squared. The second method to solve these exercises is by using the distributive property, which can also be written in both ways. Both methods give the same result, A squared minus B squared, but the first method is a lot quicker and efficient. Next, I'm going to illustrate this and find each product by using both methods. Find the product x squared plus y squared in parentheses multiplied by x squared minus y squared in parentheses. When I use the formula, x squared corresponds to the a in the formula, and y squared corresponds to the b in the formula. And when I apply the formula, this equals to a squared minus b squared, or x squared in parentheses squared minus y squared in parentheses squared. When I simplify further, this equals to x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. When I use the distributive property, this equals to x squared multiplied by x squared minus y squared plus y squared multiplied by x squared minus y squared. When I open parentheses, I get x squared multiplied by x squared minus x squared multiplied by y squared plus y squared multiplied by x squared minus y squared multiplied by y squared. This equals to x to the fourth power. Now I have the same term x squared and y squared, x squared, y squared, with opposite signs, therefore they cancel out. And I get x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. Next exercise. Find the product minus y squared plus x squared in parentheses multiplied by x squared plus y squared in parentheses. Now, in order for me to use the formula, I need to write the first factor, minus y squared plus x squared, in a different way. I need to switch the places for the two terms and write it as x squared minus y squared multiplied by x squared plus y squared. This way, I have x squared corresponding to the a in the formula and y squared corresponding to the b in the formula, which equals to x squared to the power of 2 minus y squared to the power of 2, which equals to x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. When I use the distributive property, I have minus y squared multiplied by x squared plus y squared plus x squared multiplied by x squared plus y squared. When I open parentheses, I get minus y squared x squared minus y squared multiplied by y squared plus x squared multiplied by x squared plus x squared y squared. Now I have, again, same terms which cancel out because they're with opposite signs, and this equals to x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. Next exercise. Find the product x squared minus y squared in parentheses multiplied by y squared plus x squared in parentheses. Now, for this exercise, I need to write the second factor in a different way. I need to switch the two terms, x squared and y squared. In this way, this equals to x squared minus y squared in parentheses, and then multiply by x squared plus y squared in parentheses. When I apply the formula, I have x squared in parentheses squared minus y squared in parentheses squared, which equals to x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. When I use the distributive property, this equals to x squared multiplied by y squared plus x squared minus y squared multiplied by y squared plus x squared. This equals to x squared y squared plus x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power minus x squared y squared. I have the same terms with opposite signs, and they cancel out because their sum equals to 0, and this equals to x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. Next, I'm going to use the same two methods to find the products displayed on the screen. Find the product y squared minus x squared in parentheses multiplied by minus y squared minus x squared in parentheses. Now, in order for me to use the formula, I need to write both factors in a little bit different way. I need to switch the places of the two terms for the first factor, and I need to switch the places of the two terms within the second factor. When I do that, this equals to x squared plus y squared in parentheses. And the next factor is minus x squared minus y squared. This way, I can now apply the formula, and I have negative x squared corresponds to the a in the formula, and y squared corresponds to the b in the formula. In other words, this equals to negative x squared in parentheses squared minus y squared in parentheses squared, which equals to x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. When I apply the distributive property, I have y squared multiplied by negative y squared minus x squared in parentheses minus x squared multiplied by minus y squared minus x squared in parentheses. When I open parentheses, I get minus y to the fourth power minus x squared y squared plus x squared y squared plus x to the fourth power. Again, I have same terms with opposite signs. Their sum equals to 0, and therefore they cancel out. This way, this equals to x to the fourth power minus y to the fourth power. Next exercise. Find the product a squared plus x squared in parentheses multiplied by minus a squared plus x squared in parentheses. To use the formula, again, I need to write the terms by switching their places within each parenthesis. In other words, this can be written as x squared plus a squared in parentheses multiplied by x squared minus a squared in parentheses. In this way, x squared corresponds to the a in the formula and a squared corresponds to the b in the formula. And when I apply the formula, this equals to x squared in parentheses squared minus a squared in parentheses squared, which simplified further equals to x to the fourth power minus a to the fourth power. The second method, when I use the distributive property, this equals to a squared multiplied by minus a squared plus x squared in parentheses plus x squared minus a squared plus x squared in parentheses. This equals to minus a to the fourth power plus a squared x squared minus a squared x squared plus x to the fourth power. Again, a squared x squared and minus a squared x squared cancel out, and this equals to x to the fourth power minus a to the fourth power. Lastly, I'm going to find the product minus b squared minus x squared in parentheses multiplied by b squared minus x squared in parentheses. Again, this expression can be written as minus x squared minus b squared in parentheses multiplied by minus x squared plus b squared in parentheses. And when I apply the formula, this equals to minus x squared in parentheses squared minus b squared in parentheses squared, which equals to x to the power of 4 minus b to the power of 4. When I use the distributive property, I get minus b squared multiplied by b squared minus x squared in parentheses minus x squared multiplied by b squared minus x squared in parentheses. This equals to minus b to the fourth power plus b squared x squared minus b squared x squared plus x to the fourth power. B squared x squared and negative b squared x squared cancel out because their sum equals to 0. So this expression simplifies to x to the fourth power minus b to the fourth power. We can see that for each exercise, both methods give the same result, but the first method is faster and more efficient. Which method do you prefer? Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button. I'm thrilled that you joined me and look forward to sharing my other videos. Please click on any video displayed on the screen to see more detailed math solutions.